Do you want us to stay on mute or unmuted?
Oh, stay unmuted. And for those of you who are tuning
Okay.
in, we are now live. So thank you so much for watching. We're really excited to offer this online open house for Central Romero's awesome GED program called Breaking Ground. And I'm really excited to be joined by some instructors, myself included, and some current students in the program. We have Charlie, who's one of the instructors. We've got Lily, a student, Esme, a student, and Veronica. And they're all here to share their experiences in the program to give you more information. So we'll start with Charlie. Charlie, could you give us some background info about Breaking Ground?
Yeah, definitely. Breaking Ground is a really cool program where we try to look at lifelong learning. A lot of people who take the GED are interested in things beyond, whether it's college or career or just improving their life in many different ways and their families' lives. So lifelong learning means that we kind of discover things about ourselves along the way while we're learning social studies and math and those other subjects. So it's very challenging and we throw a lot at the students, but it's all very carefully chosen based on research that will allow that learning to grow and expand.
Yeah, and I'm the college and career instructor, and so part of the curriculum this year is that every student will be walking away with a digital portfolio that they can show to colleges if they're applying, that they can show to future employers as sort of examples of projects that they've finished, their resumes, cover letters, which will make their application stronger going forward. So I'm going to go to Veronica. Can you kind of talk about and tell us why you decided to join this program?
Yeah, the reason I joined was because being a mom of 3 kids, this program gave me the opportunity to achieve my goal in getting my GED and, expanding that as well. Yeah.
And what has your experience been before this program in terms of GED preparation? And how does it compare to those?
Well, the difference between the ones that I was before and now, this program is very different and it's very special. I would say most because of the teachers. They're very,
Yes.
flexible with us. They're always pushing us to aim higher, to, be prepared every day and to achieve that goal, to get out of our comfort zone. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Esme, what has stood out to you so far being in this program? Breaking Ground.
What stood out to me was that you not only accomplish getting your GED, it goes beyond that. You have like lifelong support with the teachers and everybody there. That's the staff that is at Centro. And then also you get college experience and what it's going to be like. You get a feel of it. And I just like it that it's more like, feels more like a family than like an actual school that where you're like, oh, you're pressured, do this in 6 weeks. You need to get out of here. They actually prepare you for like life beyond your GED. They prepare you for also like career, for your mental health, for everything. It's just a great program overall.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Esme. And I think it's important what you mentioned about sort of that timeline. I think, like you mentioned, some students feel in other programs that there's that pressure where it's like, you'll have your GED in 16 weeks. But it is important, and a lot of you have talked about this before, that for everyone, you're at your own pace, right? And you'll reach that in your own time. Yeah.
Because I think at a traditional like GED place, you would be there out in like 6 weeks. You get like a time limit.
Wow.
But what if you really don't understand? And what they don't realize is that a lot of colleges and universities look at your score. It's not just like, oh, 145, okay, I'm done. If you really want to like advance and achieve greater things, it's important for your score to be like up to par. And that's what Central Romero offers you.
Yes.
I like the nodding heads. Yeah, that's definitely one thing that we look at. Like you were saying, Esme, is some people kind of set that bar as just that passing limit, 145.
Yeah.
But we really want our students to get the highest score possible. Because like 165, we know that you're college ready. And then even above that, you could get some scholarships to help pay for college,
Yeah.
Free money, right?
Yeah, that's good.
So Lily, let's come to you. Could you talk to us a little bit about some of the projects or assignments that you've completed so far that maybe have been exciting or challenging for you that have stood out?
Well, I'll say the photo essays is definitely one of the big challenges, especially starting, getting into the GD program. We've learned a lot about that. How to set our essays, how to go just more than just staring at a picture, the background give us clues and like different little things that we've talked about and that Charlie and Miss Debbie have taught us. And we've definitely really opened our minds a lot. To get into this program, you have to have an open mind to learn and just to show up every day, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie, would you maybe want to share a little bit more about the project-based learning philosophy that you have and maybe more about that photo project or other projects?
Yeah. This is a longer term project that goes over the whole semester. And this is affecting our community. And that's one of the things we think is important, that we have power to change our community. And so this community photo essay that Lily referred to is a project to focus on a theme from our community that we think is worth drawing attention to. Maybe it's an untold story. Maybe it's about Rogers Park or some part of Chicago that you want to tell a story about. And then we will publish this as a book, and that's another thing that all of us have on our resume. So we want to build experiences like that. We think that a person's learning is not just measured by a number that they get on a GED test or any other standardized test. It's a lot more to learning than that, and it's kind of like, oh, these are projects I've worked on. These are times I've collaborated. These are relationships that I built. So that's one of the big reasons that we're doing that project. And along the way, what do you know? You're practicing the essay and all the other GED skills.
Yeah, exactly. And that kind of goes with the timeline too, our program is longer than a lot of other GED programs. In fact, we say it might take up to 2 years, right? For you to finish all the GED tests. But along the way, it's important to keep in mind that you're developing and practicing these really useful skills that you can still use in your daily life, take outside of the classroom. Our program, it's kind of been mentioned, I'm going to use the word holistic, but it's really this like well-rounded approach where you get those difficult academics, you get college and career, and you get some community service experience along with, and I kind of want to talk about this aspect that we haven't mentioned too much, health and wellness, right? So maybe one of the current students, if you wouldn't mind talking about that Thursday morning wellness class that you get every week.
I'll go.
Thank you, Lily.
I think that the health and wellness our day. I think that a lot of the girls, at least for myself, I really look forward to it. It really helps us, open our minds to the reason why we're in the program. Or, a lot of us, we grew up with like a timeline, like Esme was talking about, like, okay, by, the time you graduate, you're going to be 17 and you have to go to college and you have to get married. But not all of us, all our stories are different. So we can't go based on that. We have to, just trust ourselves. Like we're in the program now. And we're like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to stick to this and it's going to be great. Just be positive about it. And just keep that in mind, because if we don't, then we might be like, oh, well, I don't know, my teacher told me that, I'm too old, or someone made a comment, oh, you're 30. Well, I'm personally 36 and I'm in the GD program. I'm not embarrassed about it. And it's like you come to a point in your life where you're like, okay, I want to make something else of my life. I've been a mother, I've been a wife, stay-at-home mom. Now I want to focus in my career. I want to focus in school, and that's okay. And I feel like no one should ever tell you there's a timeline for this or there's a timeline for that. Just pick yourself up wherever you're from and just keep going and don't look back and just stay motivated every day. And I think that's very important for us as women and just as people, because, sometimes I get scared. I tell Charlie, I'm like, Charlie, I don't even know what this means or this, And Miss
Sometimes
Debbie,
I don't even know what it means.
Yeah.
Always learning.
like, you're learning. You're learning. It's okay to learn. It's okay to
Yeah.
learn. So that's one thing that I keep in mind every time I show up, even when it's, I don't know, whatever's going on in the morning, and I feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't log in. But then when I log in, I'm like, I feel much better. You know,
Yeah.
you didn't give up. Like, you don't give up.
Yeah.
And I think I'm at the point in my life where I just have to keep going, you know, and just keep going. So
Yeah. And Susanna says these students are totally inspiring, which I totally agree with. I was thinking the same thing as Lily was talking. It's really pushing past that fear every day, right? And
Yes.
that fear is a good
Yeah.
thing. That means you're doing something good for yourself.
Even though we have even though we have so many things going on with, our children, our house, chores and all that, we still have to think about ourselves,
Yeah.
what we want. Yeah.
That is, yes. And a lot of you are sort of sharing that experience of being mothers, parents, working jobs, also trying to study to reach those goals. I'd also love to go around right now. And maybe the three of you could share what your goal is and the reason that you've joined this GED and what you hope to achieve after. We'll start with Esme.
Okay. Okay, so my goal is while I'm here at the program is I'm learning a lot of self-growth, and like my goal is to get my last 2 tests finished so then I could transition into a 2-year degree program, which is early childhood education. And then after that, of course, a 4-year. And then get my degree in teaching and become a teacher.
That's awesome.
So,
Thank you, Esme. Veronica, what would your goal be? What do you hope to achieve after?
I'm not gonna lie, for the first, at the beginning, I was like, I'm gonna get my GD, and after that, I was a little bit more like, I want to go for nursing, but then I was like, let me see how things go first with my GD. Yeah, that's one of my goals to get my GD, and then go for nursing. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. And Lily.
I want to, just get my GED, stay motivated, and then move on to college. And I want to be a social worker. So that will be like my dream job.
Yes.
Yes.
And you will. Yeah. And that's one thing that I also want to make clear is that we do have this very well-rounded program that might take a little longer, but we do, as instructors, we want to create this program that allows you to see those goals and see that future career a little clearer and have a nice, clear path to reaching that after. So my last question for all of you, and you can take turns answering, is what advice would you have for someone who maybe is on the fence, maybe they're a little worried about signing up? What would you tell them?
I would say, don't think about it too much. Just do it. And, you won't regret it. It's a really nice program. I love it. They're very helpful. Just take the chance, give yourself that chance to achieve more, to be, feel better about yourself. Just go for it. Yes.
Give yourself that chance to achieve more. That's awesome. Yeah. How about you, Esme? What would you say to someone?
I would say, don't be scared. That there's a lot of people just like you that were at one point scared to try this and to do it. But in the long run, it's going to definitely, you're going to feel accomplished. You're going to feel great. And it's really worth it.
Thank you. And Lily?
I would say just go for it. Motivate yourself every day. I myself haven't been in school for 20 years. I've tried before to stick to other programs, and then I would just quit and not go. I just felt like the teachers didn't really care about the students.
Yeah.
It's not the same feel as how we are in Central Romero, and not just to say this, okay, Charlie, I really do mean it. I really love Miss Debbie and Mr. Charlie. They're great instructors, and I just feel like sometimes it's about how we get taught, and we stay like, oh, and like Miss Debbie, she's fun and it's exciting. So it doesn't matter if you haven't been in school in 20, 10, 15, 5 years. Just push yourself, and the outcome is greater than all the setbacks that we've been through. And we just have to stay positive and an open mind to learn. And it's okay if you don't know something. You can ask the students, like, Esme, I'm like, okay, I don't understand this. And then Vero is like, okay, well, then I think this, or Esme, or the other girls. So I think that we're all like a little family, and we motivate each other to keep going.
We help each other, and
Definitely.
we always try to, push ourselves as well. come out. Don't stay behind. Get in line with us.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Hold each other accountable. Like, you got this.
Yeah.
And Charlie, I'd be interested to hear from you, Charlie. What would you say to a student thinking of registering?
Yeah, I would build on everything that Lily, Esme, and Veronica just said. Thank you guys for that great input. And I would also add to give it time, when you enter this program, because you will find, this is kind of different, what are they doing now? I don't know what they're going to do next, So it's, at first you might feel like, how do I find my feet here? But I would say give it a little time, give yourself a couple weeks to get the feeling of it. And pretty soon you'll build those relationships, and you will find that we're going to support you. Even if you think, I'm all over the place, we're doing a lot, but we will support you. We will find a way together. So,
yeah. So for those of you who are watching and you feel motivated now and you want to get more information or maybe start that registration process, definitely follow us on social media at Central Romero. Breaking Ground has its own social media accounts on Facebook and Instagram. You can find our information there and find our contact info. Our number is 312-884-9442. And again, that's all on social media or on Central Romero's website. And for those who maybe don't feel quite ready to start GED, maybe they're coming from English classes, maybe they've been out of school for a really long time, and they want maybe more of a transitional class to start working towards that. We do have a new class starting this fall. October 19th is when our new term starts, and it's called Onwards. And it's this bridge class between ESL and GED that'll start getting you on that path towards entering Breaking Ground eventually. And I also want to mention that this Thursday, October 15th at 6 p.m., we have our annual event. It's an online gala. It's completely open to the public. You can find more info on Central Romero's website. And this year we are supporting our domestic violence program. So the theme is really women's empowerment. So again, we'd love to see you there this Thursday. Thank you so much to all four of you for joining and for sharing this lovely program with the public. And thank you for those who are watching. And we hope to see you this Thursday and to talk to you on the phone. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.